Guys got it? All right, hard work on three, sprint to the next spot. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hard work.
Sprint to the next spot. Don't walk. Get there, get there, get there, get there.
I'm Rick Lewis with the Phenom Hoop Report. We're at the David Rose Memorial Day Classic. I'm here with Coach Stanley Yarborough with the Royal Knights.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for being here today.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Coach, how long have you been with the Royal Knights? And tell us a little bit about the history of the program.
The program's been going for 10 years now. I've been 17U coach for the last 4 years. We just started with a bunch of kids from Franklin County, a little small town, Franklinton, Lewisburg, Henderson, North Carolina. And it basically didn't have a travel basketball program, and everything was in Raleigh or places like that. So we started from a rec league and we put the team together, and we've been with the same guys for pretty much for the last 9 years now.
Well, I'll tell you what, you deserve a lot of credit for what you've done with that program, because you know, you've been at events in the past, but no one really knew who the Royal Knights were.
True.
But this year you're making a name for yourself. And you know, you were at our event at the Phenom G3, and
Yes,
you
sir.
of course came in and won that Cold Championship. And
Yes,
you were
sir.
telling me that this year your record's about 23-3.
Yes, sir.
And you've been playing some really good competition. You
Yes,
also
sir.
won the Boo Williams Eastern Invitational and a
Yes,
few
sir.
other events.
Yes, sir. So we're a hard-working group. We have a lot of young players. For our 17U, we have a lot of 20, 21 guys, a lot of 16-year-olds. We actually have one 15-year-old that's outstanding, Javante Waverly. We have three 20-20 guys. Caleb Matthews is one guy, Will Tomaine is another guy, but most of our guys are 20-21, so they're actually playing up, but they're playing at a very high level. They play very good team basketball. They cheer each other on. They're great teammates.
Well, I remember you came to an early event of ours and you made an email to me and you said, Rick, we want to play tougher competition.
Right.
I remember that.
Right.
And of course, the last event we put you in basically the top division.
Yes, sir.
And you played against some tough teams and you went through the event and you actually won the championship, which was the last event we had here.
Yes, sir.
The one thing that I have to say is I'm impressed with your team, and I mentioned it to you several times on the sideline. When you watch the Royal Knights play, you guys play together.
Yes, sir.
You play as a team. They're very unselfish, and most of all, on offense, they're very patient.
True.
But the most important thing when you watch, especially if you're college coaches watching this team play, they're playing 17 and under. But 3 of your top guys on the team are underclassmen.
Right.
The one guy that really stood out to me each and every game is 6'2", 2021 Javante Waverly.
Yes, sir.
He goes to Henderson Collegiate. I think we looked at our rankings. It was a joke within Jamie, myself, and Jeff and Miles, where we saw him play and we go, where do we have him ranked? And we looked at it and we were sort of embarrassed where we had it. But the rankings
Right.
are outdated.
Right. It's
And
okay.
I'll tell you what, when we do the rankings again, he's going to have a significant jump. He's the one player that I've been impressed with. I know when you guys went up against WBC,
Right.
and they have a very talented point guard,
Jawan
Carr.
Right.
And he accepted the challenge.
That's right.
They went head to head, and he didn't back down.
They don't back down.
No.
That's the one thing I say about them. They don't back down, and our main thing is family. Every huddle, no matter what, when we break out of the huddle, it's always family, because we want to be one unit. We want to play as one unit offensively and defensively. We would just want to be one. As long as we can do that, we can achieve the goals that we wanted to achieve. And like you said, nobody really knew who we were. And it's like I told those guys, a couple of those guys could have played with shoe company teams. We had a couple of guys that came from shoe company teams. But like I told them, you don't have to play with them. Let's just get together and let's beat them. I mean, honestly, that's my motto. It doesn't matter who we play. We want to play our game. We want to play together as one unit, and we can get it done.
Well, I think what's most impressive, Coach, especially with a team such as the Royal Knights, which is in Franklin County and Henderson, North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
You're basically taking players within your geographic area,
Yes, sir.
and you're being competitive against some of the better teams.
Yes, sir.
And you're the definition of a true grassroots AAU organization, or I should say travel ball organization.
Right.
That's what's impressive. Now, when you said the motto is family, that sort of dovetails with what I've been saying every time I watch your team play. When your team plays, they play as a family. They
Right.
play as a team. They're unselfish. They share the ball.
Right.
They're willing to make that an extra pass to their teammates. And I think that's why you guys have been successful. Another guy that's an underclassman is 6'2", 2021 Nick Green.
Yes, sir.
I think him and Javante Waverly complement each other so well on the court.
They do. Nick can really shoot the lights out. He was at St. David's High School last season, but he'll be going to Henderson Collegiate this season too. He's a really good kid. He's strong, good guard. He can, as far as from the three-point range, he's deadly. But he can get inside. He can work inside. He can set up the offense from the one. He can really play one or the two. That's the good thing about him and Vontae when they're on the court together. It doesn't really matter who's handling the ball or setting up the offense. They both can do it. They both can get their shot off, and they both shoot it very well.
Yeah, and also we have 6'6", 2021 Thomas Towns. And of course, one of the few seniors that you have on your squad is 6'3", 2020 Caleb Matthews.
Right. Oh, man. Absolutely the best kid I've ever been around. I mean, this guy's been with us for 8 years. He does it all. He defends both ends of the court. He can guard from 1 to 4. He can play from 1 to 4. He can shoot the lights out. He's very athletic. He's an ultimate team player, which all our guys are ultimate team players, and that's what makes the team what it is. They really buy into what we do, which is we just want to be a great group, like I said, family. They cheer each other on, they support each other, they love when each other shine. Right. If one of them gets a write-up, it doesn't matter who it is, they're all posting it.
They're retweeting it.
Right, they're all posting it. It doesn't matter if it's them or their teammate. They love their teammates. They're a band of brothers, and there's nothing more that I can ask for.
One thing that really stood out that you just made a comment was about Caleb Matthews. He's been with your program for 8 years.
Right.
Now, if I'm a college coach, and I know he can play at the collegiate level. If I'm a D2, D3 coach, and I'm looking at that roster, I'm going to make sure that I'm telling college coaches, and I'm going to let college coaches know, hey, you want a guy who's loyal, who's going to stay with you. He's not going to be jumping around from team to team. Here's a guy that you can recruit, you can depend on, and he can come in and help you. Right.
Yeah, I believe he can help any program he goes to. I think he's an absolute steal.
Well, I think during the live period, a lot of coaches will see that. Tell us about what your schedule is between now and the end of July.
Okay, between now we have 2 Phenom camps, which will be at the end of June. And then we have the next Phenom tournament, which is July the 6th and 7th. And then we have,
showcase.
Yes, sir. Then we have Summer Havoc. So we'll be playing in the live period here in Greensboro again.
Well, the Summer Havoc will be down in Fort Mill, South Carolina. But if you're a college coach at the Division I, Division II, Division III level, here's a grassroots organization team in the Royal Knights. They have players at every level that can be recruited. So I would encourage all the college coaches to make sure they make their way down to Fort Mill, July the 11th through the 14th, and come check out the Royal Knights. Great grassroots team from Henderson, North Carolina.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Guys got it? All right, hard work on 3, sprint to the next spot. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Sprint to the next spot. Don't walk. Get there, get there, get there, get there.